They get me up in the morning. They give me reason to believe I'm here for somebody, for someone. They make me feel so joyous. Happiness ain't a word to describe what I feel. Like when I try to give it up, sick and tired of all this stuff, they give me a reason to keep going and going. Like when I feel like I should quit, I keep going and going and going.
He said, she said, he said, she said, I'm not ready with that. He said, she said, he said, ask that little bitch I might dictate. I'm not really with that. He said, she said, I run in the trap like relay, get it to the mail like eBay. She said, ask that little bitch I might dictate. I'm not really with that. He said, she said, run in the trap like relay, get it to the mail like eBay. She said, ask that little bitch I might dictate. I'm not really with that. He said, she said, run in the trap like relay, get it to the mail like eBay. I wake up, I put on my clothes, time to go check me a road. You touching me, sit to me, nothing, I really turned into something. Yo, I used to be born like a bitch, I was hurt, I was ugly. These bitches, they ain't wanna touch me, now none of these niggas can touch me. The talent you thought I was spending alone, I was working the phone. The talent you thought I was bugging, I was just saving my money. Yeah, the talent you thought I was down and out, I was not in the drought. I get that dope and then ship it out, I'm everything gangster. I know Victoria's Secret, I got the key to the streets. I got some niggas be trapping, they want it, they coming to me. Lord, that bitch says she want me to fuck up just like I be fucking the beat. I told her that me and my niggas gon' be there at 20 to 3. My diamonds come away from the Mayans and I run the street with some lions. I trap like I want me a Kanye and rap like I want me a Rick. Don't say no shit on the internet, you ain't gon' say to my face. Lord, these industry niggas be pussy and I'm trying to give me a taste. She said, ask that little bitch I might dictate. I'm not really with that. He said, she said, running the trap like relay, get it to the mail like eBay. She said, ask that little bitch I might dictate. I'm not really with that. He said, she said, running the trap like relay, get it to the mail like eBay. Trapping, that's my repetition. I like trapping, that's my repetition. I like flipping cars, repetition. They know me, they know my repetition. I like kissing bitches, repetition. I dismissing bitches, repetition. Oh, flipping money, repetition. They know me, they know my repetition. You fucking dog, repetition. I'm gonna swing first, repetition. I might kill a verse, repetition. They know me, they know my repetition. Like a jeans, repetition. I turn my grandma's house to trap house, that's my reputation. I got court cases, jail cases, reputation. Lord, they know me, they know my repetition, bitch. She said, ask that little bitch I might dictate. I'm not really with that. He said, she said, running the trap like relay, get it to the mail like eBay. She said, ask that little bitch I might dictate. I'm not really with that. He said, she said, running the trap like relay, get it to the mail like eBay. He said, she said, he said, he said, she said, he said, she said, I'm not really with that. He said, she said, I'm not really with that. He said, she said, hello. He said, she said, ask that little bitch I might dictate. I'm not really with that. He said, she said, running the trap like relay, get it to the mail like eBay. She said, why they visit like the talk a lot? She said, why these niggas like to talk a lot? She said, I'm not really with that. She said, why these niggas like to talk a lot? Why they visit like to talk a lot? Yeah, he said, she said, hey, we ain't got no real shake on that way. Yeah.
What's good? What's good? What's good with my family on this beautiful morning? How y'all doing this morning? What's good with it? Michelle Habert, Liz Lyon, Donna Thrilling Stories. What's good with it? How y'all doing this morning? How you doing, Mama Justice, Nina Ray? What's good with it? How everybody doing? Appreciate everybody in the chat. Y'all already know. Figure we'll try to get a couple of them in today. Why shouldn't we? Hey, how you doing, Liz Lyon? Again, I got to say, you know, we appreciate and we welcome all guests all the time. I saw one of the queens put it in the chat. That's good, Donna Thriller. Yeah, that's good. Hope everybody doing good. Seems like it's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be beautiful. Y'all know how we do. We're going to do some early exposure, but educational. Disclaimer, these videos are for educational purpose, solely to wake me and my people up. How you doing, Mama Justice? How you doing, Nina Ray? Y'all. All right, today, another thing I'm going to do today, I'm going to do some reaching out for the award show. Y'all, we're going to kill this. It's going to be like something that we watch on TV for real. Told y'all we got to find some type of laughter and, you know, all the stuff we went through. But shout out to all the kings and the queens that's in the chat and not in the chat. We're finna get right to it. We got 40-some people like, and we ain't doing nothing wrong over here. Can you please hit the like button? I noticed this though too. You know, immediately when I go live, it's like the dislikes start coming in. We ain't doing nothing wrong over here. And I mean, it's crazy that it seems like some people would subscribe to you just so they can dislike you. That's a waste of time. That's crazy. But we ain't gonna waste no time into doing what we do. We finna get right into it. Now, first, hold on, give me 1 second. Let me get our disclaimer in there. We finna get down today, like we always do. Like we always do. Everybody know that's what we do. We expose scammers. But it's all good. What's good with a Sparkle D? Man, these new names coming through the chat, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate it, and we welcome everybody. What we do over here is look out for each other, respect each other, share information, share ideas, and we get it in that order. So let me show this disclaimer so we can get right to work. All right. There go the disclaimer. For those who have a problem with us trying to wake up. That's crazy, all right? That's a problem to these people simply because we're trying to wake up. And something else, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Do y'all know that if we as a people decide to get along and stop the violence, that will interrupt their most big business, the biggest business that they got. If we decide to stop the violence and get along with each other and live as normal people, that will ruin everything they got. Ain't that crazy? Just that alone. The fact that we decide to stop the foolishness, that will cut out a lot of their money. It'll cut out the money in their medical field. It'll cut out the money in their prison systems, their court systems, the scams that they run on us, all type of stuff. It'll cut it out. If we decide to get along. Simply we decide to do that. But with that being said, I'm gonna get to work. Y'all know what it is. All right, let's do what we always come together to do. Again, I appreciate everybody in the chat. All right. Do everybody remember wait, hold on, let me stop the screen share real quick. Do everybody remember the artist Prince? And we got to keep it real. A lot of things we've been touching on recently. You know how they all this crazy stuff they've been doing to us, as far as with the music, and how they make us think that in their music, how they make us think that they talking about one thing, but they actually talking about something else. But you know, we're gonna get into it.
With all of this success, it's hard to believe that someone like Prince would be one of Satan's musical prophets. So we will allow you to be the judge.
I remember the first time I heard Prince. It was a song called Soft and Wet. I was only about 13 years old. Now that I think about the title, the song sounds very sexual.
But I want y'all to just pay attention. Just listen to what this guy's saying. And I'm gonna be showing some images of Prince that, you know, because this is a guy, you know, we all know. And to be honest, we all liked a lot of his music. But I'm telling y'all, these people were singing this stuff, and we were thinking they were talking about one thing, but they was actually talking about something else. Because the level of understanding that we reach today about these people, when we look at these people, when we listen to these people, we get a different view of them. So with me now, when I look at this guy versus the way I used to look at him, oh man, this guy, his music is, you know, the guy made good music, but never could understand his form of dressing. I never could understand that. I never could understand the image that he was trying to portray. But knowing what I know now, I understand it. Because, you know, the guy that we used to look at as a good artist, this guy was nothing but pushing total chaos. And we see it now. But just listen.
He confirms it when he makes reference to his sugar cane. It was a very subtle approach to mentioning his private parts without being so obvious. Now, there were other artists that were singing love songs, but Prince had a calling from the devil to take it to a whole new level. He took it up a notch when he did the song titled, I Want to Be Your Lover. Man, he wasn't afraid of being silenced by the music industry. He came right at you with all this lust, and the public wanted more. His music was so magnetic and sounded so alluring until parents didn't even care if their children was listening to him. But it wasn't until he came out with the album titled Dirty Mind that I, as a 16-year-old, was shocked. This, in my opinion, at one time was the most filthy album on the billboards. It was full of detestable sexual statements. He even mentioned an incest relationship at 16 with the so-called 32-year-old sister. The song is called Sister, and the lyrics are very graphic. It was horrible, and people was listening to it with their children as if it was another language. Even though the lyrics of the song were fabricated, he put that filth out there to deceive people and to turn on the spirit of incest in the youth.
Music is considered somewhat of a universal language.
Okay, now, see, let me pause right there. See, I'm telling y'all this stuff is for real. That's why we so into music. I told y'all that it sends signals to our brain, then our body receive it. That's why we dance. That's why we move to it. Why we jump to it. That's why we fight to it. That's why we gravitate to it so strongly. It's playing a major part in our real world. And they know this. So what they do, they use it against us. Music is not for us. It probably used to be. But let's be real. Music is not for us these days. It's a weapon being used against us. And they're using these people to do it. It's the same as praying. When we kneel down or whatever position we decide to take, sitting or standing. When we pray, we're doing it for various reasons. But look at what it's the same thing with this music. A lot of these artists and celebrities in their music, they are doing all type of stuff. Conjuring up all type of stuff. Throwing out all type of stuff to us. And we just taking it in, and going out acting.
Language in which the listeners are in tune with the sound more so than the lyrics and the covert elements or demonic suggestions. The lyrics do play a major role in how we are affected by the music, but the major pull, I would say, would be the sound that's applied to the lyrics. Now, that is what actually gets you to listen to the music in the first place.
This was truly horrible. But this isn't why we called him one of Satan's musical prophets. He was given this title because he actually has messages in his songs to the believers of the Messiah and to the assemblies, the churches. Before we go there, though, let's talk about Prince. At one time, I believe that he thought he was the Antichrist because he sure put it out there that he was the Antichrist or the anti-Messiah.
Okay, let's stop right there. Now we're not stop. Okay, a lot of us can recall the big music mongo L.A. Reid from L.A. and Babyface now. Now I'm gonna stop that audio and I'm gonna play an audio that, and we all know that L.A. Reid worked with Prince a lot. Prince music career was extended, lasted a long time. So this is a guy that he worked with for a long period of time. And listen what he had to say about Prince.
The one thing that, kind of spooked me about it all was he has a song called Let's Go Crazy. Yeah. And it says, don't let the elevator bring us down. One time when I was with him privately, he said, you know what the elevator is, right? I said, no, what's the elevator? He said, well, the elevator is the devil. Right? It scared me. I don't like to talk like that, but he said that. And so for me, it was like really haunting when I read that he was found in an elevator.
See what I'm saying? Y'all see what I'm saying? And then naive us just simply was listening to the beat and listening to the words and think he was just talking about a simple elevator.
That will take over the kingdom of heaven, overthrow the Most High, and usher in all the children of the devil. There's a song he did that's titled, I Would Die For You. Now let's read these lyrics.
Y'all listen to this.
He starts off the song and he says, I'm not a woman. I'm not a man. I'm something that you'll never understand. I'll never beat you. I'll never lie. And if you're evil, I'll forgive you by and by. So if you're evil, I'll forgive you by and by. Not if you do evil. Okay. Then he says, cause you, I would die for you. Yeah, darling, if you want me to, I would die for you. Now, listen to what else he says. He says, I'm not your lover. I'm not your friend. I'm something that you'll never comprehend. No need to worry. No need to cry. I'm your Messiah. And you're the reason why I would die for you. He was literally putting it out there that I'm your Messiah. I will die for you too. And he says, I'm not a woman. I'm not a man. What are you? If you're not a woman, you're not a man. See, this is a spirit talking through him.
Okay, let me pause right there for a second. All right, just like this brother is saying, Prince came out and he said all this stuff. But notice this. Notice this, and we all can go back and check those lyrics. Notice this. He come out talking about he's not a woman, he's not a man. But when we saw him on stage, he was a man portraying to be a woman. That's what he did. That's why I said he was simply confusion. He was only causing confusion. That's what he was doing in his image, in his music, in everything.
You ever notice how a song can say some of the most diabolical things and is simply written off as the artist displaying his or her musical talent? Let's use, for example, a song that glorifies rape. If you were having a personal conversation with someone about such a violent act, would you think it was normal for them to justify this act in conversation? Most of us would think it was strange. But if you put it to a song or add some music to it, it becomes the latest hit. A good example would be a song by Queen called Bohemian Rhapsody. There's actually a line in a verse that says, Mama, I just killed a man. I put a gun to his head, pulled the trigger, now he's dead. You see. And another verse in that very same song says, Mama Mia, let me go. Beelzebub has a devil put aside just for me, for me, for me. So technically, when you sing that song by Queen, you are in agreement with what's being said in that song and making that same verbal confession that Beelzebub has a devil put aside just for you.
Let me stop right there. See, a lot of these songs we listen to, if we truly knew what they were talking about, we wouldn't even listen to it. We wouldn't even listen to it, but we know this. We know that they have to come in sheep clothing, so to speak. They have to come portraying something else. They have to make the music sound like they're talking about something else. They have to do this in order for us to even fall for it.
Years ago, I used to drive a truck, and we had a long trip this one particular time, so we had to stay over.
And let me tell you, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. And most of us can say this, that Prince, a lot of these celebrities, they go through their career, and then, you know, all their secrets and stuff start coming out, especially when the higher ups want to just get rid of them. They start exposing all their secrets and all this, and then they down spiral their career. But notice that none of that stuff really happened with Prince. Why? Because Prince always did what they told him to do. So they didn't have no rebellions from him. He didn't rebel. They didn't have any problems from him. He always did what his master told him to do. And who was his master? We clearly see who he worshiped. We clearly see what he was praising. Look at the stuff. Look at the type of songs he was making. We know they changed them. This picture we're looking at right here, this was the real Prince when he was back in high school playing ball. Don't look like he was trying to dress like a woman then on the basketball court. Don't look like he was doing none of that stuff then. So what changed him? Or if not, what changed them? What's going on?
In this one city. And so I had got myself a motel that I was staying in. And, you know, like normal, you park your truck, it's time to go sleep, you go sleep, eat whatever, eat dinner, whatever, you go sleep. So I wasn't really into a lot of television watching, but this particular night I was tired. I went to sleep, but I woke up early in the morning. I mean, real early. It must have been like 5 in the morning or so. And so I decided to turn the TV on. When I turned it on, it was already on MTV. Okay. Now, the video to the song called 7 is coming right on as I turn the TV on. So I said, oh, this is Prince. And I already knew then that he was into some crazy stuff. I already knew about his messages and stuff like that. And so I was curious. I said, well, I wonder what he's saying in this one. The video starts with a plot about an inheritance that 7 men kills the father of this inheritance and tries to steal this inheritance from a woman, which is the sole heir. It's all a spiritual smokescreen to keep you from seeing and hearing what he's really saying. The song and the video is actually a message from Satan himself given to his prophet, Prince. The lyrics go like this. All 7 will watch them fall. They stand in the way of love, and we will smoke them all with an intellect and with savoir faire. No one in the whole universe will ever compare. I am yours and you are mine, and together we'll love through all space and time. So don't cry. All 7 will die. Now, right away, when I heard...
Okay, let me pause right there. All right, we saw, like, let's just compare this whole little thing to Michael Jackson. We saw that he had started coming out speaking, you know, against what was being done to him and what was being done to the world. And, you know, they these celebrities, they wait till they get in the jam. They don't come out in the beginning of their career or just don't go with it. And because at the time we living in now, we know what that game is all about. So what they do is try to get all the money they can up out of us going to their concerts and buying their music and, you know, and all this stuff. I told y'all they make our destruction seem good to us, make it seem sweet to us, make it us comfortable with it. We go out and buy things that's going to cause us our destruction. So they made it so easy. Now you don't have to leave the comfort of your home to go buy music. You can do it from your phone, your computer, iTunes, and all this stuff. You can buy music online, so you don't have to go nowhere. Quick destruction. Y'all know how when you used to watch the movies, the movies where they pressing codes to send off nuclear bombs, you know, and all this stuff. Now that's what we're doing. We pressing these phones. It's the same thing. They got down on Michael Jackson because he simply started coming out speaking at the end. And then he exists no more. Prince, they didn't do none of that to him. Well, at the end, they said he was on drugs. And I sort of believe that. At first, I didn't. But now I do. Because something has to be wrong with you to even be about this stuff. You either have to be under some type of influence or something's wrong with your thinking.
The number 7, I said something to this number 7. Because why have to be 7 men, right? So 7, all 7 will die. Notice in the video, there's a woman that's swinging a sword in the cloud. This is Babylon, swinging her sword. Then he goes on and he says this. Then he goes on and say, I saw an angel come down unto me, and in her hand she holds the very key. Words of compassion, words of peace, and in the distance, an army's marching feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But behold, we will watch them fall. And we lay down on the sand of the sea. And before us, animosity will stand and decree. We speak not of love, only blasphemy. And in the distance, 6 others will curse me. But that's all right, for I will watch them fall. Then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now notice in the video, he's showing these 7 men falling as he says it. I'm gonna smoke them all, right? And they just go falling back. They have on suits, right? They're falling back, right? Now, what do you think 7 men represent? The 7 men represents the 7 assemblies or the 7 churches in Revelation. Remember Revelation?
Okay, let me pause right there. Okay, we see the picture on the screen. I already know what y'all thinking. I know what y'all thinking. Y'all saying, oh, there that color purple go again. But I'm telling y'all, this stuff actually means something to them. They're not doing it because it just look good. Most of them is because they like the color purple. No, they not. Let me show y'all something. Let me stop screen sharing this right quick. And let me show y'all this. And y'all tell me, what does this remind y'all of? Just simply looking at it right off the bat. It reminds us of what? Just look. See, this right here just let us know that they do this stuff for a reason. Okay, this is Prince after he died. Look, what this remind y'all of? This outside his home when he died. Look. This stuff remind y'all of. Look, for we already know it's brainwashing, but just look. When you see all this stuff, what comes to mind? We don't even have to say it. We know. Look. See, we can recognize, look. See, we can recognize this stuff because now, look, there it is. Because now we're awake. See, when we was dead asleep to this stuff, and I'm using that frame for a reason, when we were dead asleep to this stuff, we didn't have a clue. It was just looking, oh man, that looked Prince in purple and all this stuff. All that stuff. We was caught up. We was caught up. So now that we can see things with a more clearer eye now, and we woke.
This chapter 1, verse 20, it says, the mystery of the 7 stars which thou sawest in my right hand, and the 7 golden candlesticks. The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 candlesticks which thou sawest are the 7 churches of the 7 assemblies. Now, if you look the word angel up in that passage, the Greek, it says, by implication, a pastor, to bring tidings, or to bring a message. So the message that the Holy Spirit was, or the set apart Spirit was giving.
Okay, let me stop right there. And I gotta say this: now that we are learning, and we know, and a lot of us possibly already knew about this stuff, just look at this guy on the screen. They look demonic. They look like they up to no good. What would be the reason for all the cover up? What would be the reason for all the masquerades, all the nonsense? What's the reason for it?
was to the churches, it was to the angels or the pastors of the 7 churches that were in Asia Minor at that time. These are 7 men, the pastors of the 7 churches at that time. Then he goes on and he says, all 7, I will watch them fall. They stand in the way of love, and we will smoke them all with an intellect and savoir-faire. No one in the whole universe will ever compare. Okay, then he goes on with this same part of the song here. He says, I am yours and you are mine, and yada, yada, yada. Okay, one day all 7 will fall. Now, notice he shows himself locked up and bound in a glass tube. This shows Satan locked up for 1,000 years, where he will be waiting to get what? Revenge. Because we know when he comes out angry to get revenge. It says that in Revelation, it goes out to deceive the whole world again, basically. Now, the lyrics goes on and it says this here. And we will see a plague and a river of blood, and every evil soul will surely die in spite of their 7 tears. But do not fear, for in the distance, 12 souls from now, you and me, I will still be here. We will still be here. Okay? Then he says, there will be a new city with streets of gold, and the young so educated will never grow old, and there will be no death, for with every breath, the voice of many colors sings a song that's so bold. Sing it while we watch them fall. Just how old. Now, notice he's talking about, he said the voice of many colors. He's referring to none other than Satan. What song that Satan sings is so bold and so old? What song is it? It's the song of Isaiah, which says what? I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Elohim. I will sit upon the mountain of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will sit above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Satan is saying through Prince that he's going to destroy the 7 churches, the assemblies in Revelation, remove the 12 souls, which are the 12 tribes of true Israel, and take over the kingdom of heaven. And how does he say he's going to do it? He says, I'm going to smoke them all. Where? With an intellect and with savoir-faire, which is...
I can pause right there. And what he just said, how he's going to do it, with his beautiful seeming music. Let's be real. The music, it sounds so beautiful in a lot of cases. It sounds so good. I told y'all, it even make us dance. It even makes some of us sing it. A lot of us, we work hard to learn it. Why do you think they got radio stations playing 24 hours a day? Do y'all know this? Do you know, we already know that signals being sent from a television, but do you know this? Do you know when you fall asleep with your television on, do you know what that's doing to us? We already asleep, so then we go into a physical sleep with the television on. We leave this weapon on to continue to fry us. That's what we're doing. That's why I used to hear back in the days, you know, great grandma and them, man, turn the television off when you go to sleep. You got the TV on for you sleep. You know, some of us be like, boy, turn that damn TV off. You run that bill up and you sleep, you ain't watching TV. But yeah, that's something else. But we're talking about this. What it do to us.
Flair, flamboyant. I'm going to do it so beautifully with style. In the video, you hear this real creepy, wicked laugh in the background. And notice Also, in certain parts, there's a Middle Eastern sounding tune, which signifying what? Babylon. And throughout the video, he keeps showing this woman and him just marching through the streets paved with gold, with all these children behind them. They gonna take over heaven. He shows it right in the video, just so boldly.
So now we can plainly see that the music industry is no joke. It's not some innocent form of artistic expression that we should just see as innocent. It's a special demonic force that's attached to this very industry and is after your soul.
Prince was one of Satan's musical prophets. The song Darling Nikki, he's actually telling.
Now I had noticed someone put something about this song, what he's finna talk about now. We all remember this song. That was one of Prince's nastiest songs. And on the flip side, we all liked it. But listen, what he was talking about, I'm telling y'all, he tricked the hell out of us in that when he released that. Listen how he done it.
Telling you in the song that he sold his soul to the devil. Now, listen to the lyrics of this song. The lyrics are pretty graphical, so bear with me on this one. He said, I knew a girl named Nikki. I guess you could say she was a sex fiend. I met her in the hotel lobby, masturbating with a magazine. She said, how would you like to waste some time? And I just could not resist when I saw little Nikki cry. Okay. Now, here's the part that lets you know he's not talking about no woman. Okay? He's not talking about a woman in this, okay? He said, she took me to her castle. Wait a minute. She took me to her castle? So this woman has a castle? Oh, this is Satan. He said, and I just couldn't believe my eyes. She had so many devices, everything that money could buy. She said, sign your name on the dotted line. And the lights went out, and Nikki started to cry. So wait a minute. She took him to his castle, to her castle, and she had so many devices. Devices? Don't you know the scripture says we're not ignorant of what? Satan's devices. That's why he said devices. Everything that what? Money could buy. So I got all these devices, I got money, and he's telling her, sign your name on the dotted line. So he signed his name. And then he said, when he signed his name, what happened? The lights went out. Darkness flooded his soul. You see. Now, listen to this part of the lyrics. The castle started spinning, or maybe it was my brain. I can't tell you what she did to me, but my body will never be the same. Her loving will kick your behind. Oh, she'll show you no mercy, but she'll show enough, show you how to grind. Now, then he goes on, he says, I woke up the next morning, Nikki wasn't there. I looked over and all I found was a phone number on the stair, and it said, thank you for a funky time, call me when you want to grind, pretty much. So it's a pretty gross song. But when you look at this, he said something happened in him. His soul became flooded with demons. And now he loves to see Nikki do her thing. Now he's a part of it. He sold his soul. At the end of the song, I find it kind of interesting. And this way you got to understand what's going on. He has a backward message with a choir.
All right, y'all, let's pay attention. This is the part Queen Liz Lyon was trying to get us to notice. This is where he talks about it.
Choir singing with him. This backward message says, hello, how are you? I'm fine. Because I know the Lord is coming soon. Coming soon. Hello, how are you? I'm fine, 'cause I know that
Lord is coming soon. Coming soon.
Now, why you got this song with all this nasty stuff going on in the song and talk about how you signed the dotted line and sold your soul, but then all of a sudden you come back and you say something that seems to be quite nice. The Messiah is coming soon, and I'm fine. Hello, how are you? And all these like the same out of place in the song. Well, think about what he's doing here. Okay, he would use scripture all the time in his music. A lot of his music was scriptures in a lot of his songs. Why does he do this? Because he's trying to draw the believers of the Messiah. He's trying to draw them so that they would listen to his music and think that it's nothing wrong because he's saying something about the scriptures in his music. That's why I was shocked. I knew how nasty his music was, and I thought it was really twisted when I heard they referred to it as the Lord's Prayer in the song Controversy. It sounded so weird to me to hear that prayer in this song Controversy, and with this person that's singing all this lustful stuff, dressing the way that he do. It's creepy. Now, I remember years ago, I had a friend of mine that went to a Prince concert in Detroit. And he said that the concert, at first it got quiet, it got dark, right? And it was quiet. And all of a sudden the lights came on and Prince was up on a cross like this. And he told me it was so quiet in there you could have dropped a pin and you would have heard it because people were just so shocked at it. He said he creeped him out so bad that he left it the air. Isn't that something? This is wickedness at a whole new level in music.
This is why the Bible says in 1 John chapter 2, verses 15 and 16, it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. For any man that loveth the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that's in the world is what? The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but of the world. You see, the majority of our music today is all about the lust and desires of the flesh, eyes, and the pride of life. This is why music should be taken very seriously as it relates to your soul. What you play in has to be played out.
He had a song that was called...
Damn, that's so true. Didn't we just say a lot of the stuff that we listen to, we take it in, and then they have these radio stations on 24/7 every day, 365 days a year. They bombard us with this stuff. They pound it. They pound it. And they pound it to make sure we get it, to make sure we are educated. Because let's keep it real. We simply go about living our lives according to this stuff that we see and hear. We try to be like them. We try to live like them. Some of us even start dressing like them. We even start dressing the way that they tell us. They showing us. A lot of men, let's just say men, because women are already dressed like the way Prince was dressing. So a lot of men, knowing that they probably would have never even done it, started dressing like this guy. For what reason, I don't know. But they done it. And people just started following this stuff, It's the same as studying up on something and allowing it to just soak into your consciousness for so long. And then you start living it. Why you think a lot of youth, they listen to this music. They under all type of influence. Let's keep it real. These demons, they taking in all these demons. So they listening to this music. Then they get them guns and they go out and do it.
Anti-Christian. Again, a message to who? The believer. It's called Anti-Christian wanted to be number one. But her kingdom never comes. Thy will be done. She couldn't stand the glory. She would be second to none. The way Annie tells the story, she's his only son. Annie Christian wanted to be a big star. Who does it sound like? She's his only son. Think about what he's talking about. But her kingdom never comes. See, he's putting these words out there. Words, because in his mind, he feels that him and Satan and their demons are going to literally take over the kingdom of heaven. Okay? Then he goes on and he says this in the song. He said, Anti-Christian, Antichrist, until you're crucified, I'll live my life in taxi cabs. Until you crucified, I'll live my life in taxi cabs. So then he goes on. Now I'm gonna tell you here's the part that makes you wonder if he is a part of the Illuminati, if he was a part of the Illuminati, and it could have something to do with his death, you know, maybe he was just judged. But listen to this here. This is what he says in the song. It says, Anti-Christian was a whore, always looking for some fun. Being good was such a bore, so she brought a gun. She killed John Lennon. She shot him down cold. She tried to kill Reagan. Everybody say gun control, gun control. That sounds like the government. Gun control, gun control. What does that got to do with this song? You understand? So we're dealing with power behind the scenes that's governing this man. You see, a wicked force that's truly manipulating him and using him to do what? Manipulate the masses.
What many don't understand is that the music industry is not some innocent medium in which we listen to merely for pleasure. It's a very notable tool being used to control and program the minds of its listeners.
One interesting song that he came out with, and the song, it really tells you what Satan's agenda was for our people. The song's called Pardon Man, okay? If you look at the video starts out with someone announcing, saying, all hail to the new king.
Okay, let me pause it right there. All right, now, okay, we all familiar with the holograms. Remember when they came out with holograms? When the reason they came out with holograms was so they can, like I said, get money. It's all about money. So what they were doing, they were creating a hologram of artists that died. And so they would create a hologram on stage, just a way of bringing them back, just to get money. And what we do as dumb people, we flock to these concerts just to see a holographic image of someone that we know don't exist no more. But here's a quote from an article I pulled up when Prince was being interviewed, and he was asked what did he think about the hologram. His response was, they asked him, what do you think about the hologram? And when you're gone, would you like for, you know, your music to be brought back through a holographic image of you? So his response to that question was this. He says, certainly not. That's the most demonic thing imaginable. And I told y'all, they try to trick us, and then somehow, for some reason, after they done been used up by whatever they believe in, they done been used up and drugged up and used up and used up, and they done misled the people, deceived the people for so long. Then all of a sudden, at the end, they want to come out and tell the truth, and it'd be too late for them, because look how it end up for them all the time. It never fails. But his answer was to the question was certainly not. That's the most demonic thing imaginable. Everything is as it is and as it should be. If it was meant, and then he says, if I were meant to jam with Duke Ellington, we would have lived in the same age. The whole virtual thing, it is really demonic. So we got to ask ourselves this question. What would make them even try to bring back somebody that's dead and gone, and we all know it, and they bring them back on the holographic image to make it seem like they still here doing what? Music, not the, listen, y'all. They don't bring these images back to join with their family. They don't bring these images back for those reasons. They bring them back to perform on stage music. Why? Because when these people were alive, they pushed this nonsense and drawed in so many people like the Beatles, like Michael Jackson, like Prince, like Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Jay-Z. They selling millions of copies of records, and it's not being done on purpose. This stuff is being done for a reason. The more records they sell, it lets them know the more people they're reaching. But they get paid for
it. Right? And guess what? There's some type of big castle, it looks like. And all these thousands of people, I suppose, hundreds of people are out in front of this castle, right? And he comes out and they say, all hail to the new king. So the crowd looking at him like who, him? Right? And so he does this little move and shoots fire and all these things around him comes to light, these lanterns or whatever, just come on with fire, right? That's when the crowd's like, woo, wow, look at what he did, right? Now, the message in Party Man is the message he's been singing in a lot of the songs. He wants you to be out of control. Party. He had a song called Party Up. He had the one 1999. He says what? Party like it's what? 1999. Then he had the song that's called what? Let's Go Crazy. See, all of these songs, he's trying to get you to, hey, let go. Let's just party. Forget about this. But where is that coming from? Aleister Crowley. Do as thou wilt. That's just party. Let's go.
And we all know who Aleister Crowley is. He's sort of the founder of Satanism.
Go out and have sex. He had another song called Dance, what is it? Dance, Music, Sex, Romance, or something like that. And the song pretty much was promoting the same stuff. Okay? But in the video, I want you to pay attention to what he shows happening in the video. In the video, there's this huge glass tank in the middle of everybody. All these people around it, the prince dancing all around, hopping all on this tank, doing all kinds of stuff, right? And this glass tank has a woman swimming in it, right? Prince pulls out this one container and he drinks it, almost to show everybody that it's okay. Then he puts it back in his pocket. Then he pulls another one out and pours it in the tank where the woman is, right? And so people are like, oh, okay. And so right away, the people does what? They start getting wine glasses and going over to the tank, dipping in the water and start drinking it. It was poison. And at the end of the video, what happens? Everybody is dead. This is actually what he's trying to push, death, through his music. Now, there's a message, a backwards message in the song Little Red Corvette, and I want you to listen to this message. I'm going to play this message for you, okay? This message, many believe this is what he's saying in this message, okay? Now, I'm going to let you be the judge. You listen to it, you be the judge. The song is actually about a woman's body. The ride is smooth. She must be a limousine, is what he says. This has always been Satan's agenda, to give people certain talents and power to deceive the masses so that he can push his agenda. I find it strange when you look at some of Prince's album covers. You notice that he's only showing one eye, hair covering over an eye, or just darkness on one side of his face. This represents the eye of Horus, the Egyptian god. This represents the eye of Horus, the Egyptian god. Notice the song 1999 or the album 1999. If you take it and you look at it, there's for the nine, you see the nines 999, but you see for the number 1 there's an arrow that's pointing upward, right? When you turn it upside down, you get 666, and the arrow's pointing where? Downward. That's on his album. Now, I know there's a lot of artists out there that are pushing lust in their music. You know, they're saying all kinds of crazy and filthy things, not to mention the stuff that's in rock and roll. Prince was one of the first to push this type of lust among our people in the music. And he pushed it in such a way until it was so subtle people didn't even see it coming. Now, this is only the tip of the iceberg what I've uncovered dealing with Prince. There's a lot more stuff that I can go on and on to.
And I'm gonna stop right there. Like dealing with Prince, I'm telling y'all these people. But you know, the best thing about it, the good thing is that we waking up to it. They use and see what we learning now is their music is straight symbolic. Saying that to say that we think they mean something else, but they actually mean something else. And it's strange that a lot of their music that you can play backwards and get all these messages. And we heard last week when the rock and roll guy exposed the music industry about rock and roll, when he said that they carefully picked certain words that they can do this stuff with. I think he said it was over 2,000 words in the English language that they carefully selected, that they know that they can cast spells on people by using these words. So with us knowing that, then that means that should tell us when they say what they say, they know what they're saying, because you can play this stuff backwards and it says something else. A lot of us can recall the thing when Obama came out, when he was just going on and on talking about yes we can, yes we can. We come to learn you play that backwards, it says thank you Satan. This stuff for real. So is they doing it for fun and play? I don't think so. Just listen to I'm gonna play the thing with Obama.
And I want all of taxpayer bailouts. They want to go back.
Hold on. Hold on. I want y'all to hear this stuff. Because these people do it for a reason. They don't do it just for play because it sound good. They ain't doing it for that. Listen.
Yes, we can. 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 Thank you, say. Thank you, say. Thank you, say. Thank you, say.
So I'm telling y'all, they carefully pick this stuff. I know this stuff is crazy, but this is what they doing to us. And they have been doing it for a long time, and we just under their spell. We have to find some ground where we can break this madness. This stuff got us drunk. We all know when we think of somebody being drunk, they have no control. Anything can happen to them. They're just vulnerable to anything. And that's, you know, the stage that we trying to come up out of. Can't keep living. That's not living. That's a form. That's a stage of death. We all know death and sleep, they cousins. So I always suggest let's sleep. Don't get a lot of sleep. That's in some cases that's good. It's all right. But yeah, y'all, these people doing this stuff to us, and they not gonna stop. I can't see them stopping. Yeah, I know, Liz Line. They these people creep me out all the time. But we gotta wake up to them. We gotta find some type of way, like we doing, to keep fighting these people. We gonna get it in a couple times today. That's why I came in pretty early. Appreciate everybody. Love all of y'all in the chat. Michelle Habert, Angela Brown, what's good with it? Frederick Blue, Sparkle D, Liz Line, Mama Justice, Nina Ray, everybody, all the kings and the queen in the chat, and it's not in the chat. I love when we all come together. It's moving into the afternoon, so I'll be back in a few hours. Get with the family. Queens, y'all keep it tight till we come back together. Kings, y'all hold it down. One love, I'm out.
They get me up in the morning. They give me reason to believe I'm here for somebody, for someone. They make me feel so joyous. Happiness ain't a word to describe what I feel. Like when I try to give it up, sick and tired of all this stuff, they give me a reason to keep going and going. Like when I feel like I should quit, I keep going and going and going.
He said, she said, he said, she said, he said, she said, I'm not really with that. He said, she said, he said, she said, ask that little bitch on my dictate. I'm not really with that. He said, she said, I run in the trap like relay, get it to the mail like relay. She said, ask that little bitch on my dictate. I'm not really with that. He said, she said, run in the trap like relay, get it to the mail like relay. She said, ask that little bitch on my dictate. I'm not really with that. He said, she said, run in the trap like relay, get it to the mail like relay. I wake up, I put on my clothes, time to go check me a road. You touching me, shit to me, nothing, I really turned into something, nothing that's love. I used to be born like a bitch, I was hurt, I was ugly. These bitches that they wanna touch me, now none of these bitches can touch me. The talent you thought I was spending alone, I was working the phone. The talent you thought I was bumming, I was just stacking my money. Yeah, the talent you thought I was down and out, I was not in the drought. I get that dope and ship it out, I'm very gangster. I'm a victorious secret, I got the key to the streets. I got some niggas be trapping, they want it, they coming to me. Look, that bitch said she want me to fuck it, just like I be fucking the beat. I told her that me and my niggas gon' be there at 20 to 3. My diamonds can wait from the Mayans, and I run the street with some lions. I chop like I want me a Kanye and rap like I want me a Rick. Don't say no shit on the internet, you ain't gon' say to my face. Look, these industry niggas be pussy, and I'm trying to give me a taste. She said, ask that little bitch on my dictates. I'm not really with that. He said, she said, running the trap like relay, get it to the mail like relay. She said, I said, look bitch, I might do that. I'm not really with that. He said, she said, running the trap like relay, get it to the mail like relay. hot trapping, that's my reputation. I like trapping, that's my reputation. I like flipping cars, reputation. They know me, they know my reputation. I like kissing bitches, reputation. I get some missing bitches, reputation. Flipping money, reputation. They know me, they know my reputation. Dog, reputation. I'm gonna swing first, reputation. I might kill a verse, reputation. They know me, they know my reputation. Michael James, reputation. I turn my grandma's house to trap house, that's my reputation. I got court cases, jail cases, reputation. They know me, they know my reputation. She said, ask that little bitch on my details. I'm not really with that, he said, she said. Running the trap like relay, get to the middle like relay. She said, I said, little bitch on my details. I'm not really with that, he said, she said. Running the trap like relay, get to the middle like relay. He said, she said, he said, he said, she said, he said, she said. I'm not really with that, he said, she said. I'm not really with that, he said, she said. He said, she said, ask that little bitch on my details. I'm not really with that, he said, she said. Running the trap like relay, get to the mail like eBay. She said, why they visit like the top of life? She said, why they niggas like the top of life? She said, I'm not really with that, he said, she said. Why they niggas like the top of life? Why they visit like the top of life? Yeah, he said, she said, he said, she said. Hey, we ain't got no real statement back there. Yeah.